Your original hometown dealer, Saida, Trudeau Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram.
Inflation is hitting us just like it is at the gas pumps, just like it is at the grocery store. It's been hitting us now for a couple years, several years. When we go back and we look at our power supply cost structure, we've gone up $20 million in the last, from 2019 to 2023. Power costs have gone up $20 million at Valley, from about $36 million up to $56 is our power supply budget next year. Our total budget's in the $70 million range. So we've controlled all of the controllable costs we can, and we've been working hard to do that. But when you see a $20 million increase in power bill coming into Valley Electric, we really don't have a choice. We have to pass that through, otherwise we end up financially insolvent. I mean, we've got to cover our costs. So it is a nationwide phenomena, energy prices going up. In fact, it's more than nationwide, it's worldwide, and it's driven by many, many factors. We were looking at what percent increase in energy is just nationwide, and it runs anywhere from 35% on the low end up to 62%. Your West Coast and your East Coast is getting hit harder, mainly due to the fuel mix they have. But actually all sources of power supply are going up. It's basically going to be a 2.5 cent change in the energy charge. The energy charge today is roughly 12 cents. I think it's 11.956, something like that. It's going to go up to 14.5 cents. The energy charge will go up on all of our rates, whether it's commercial, industrial, residential, irrigation, across the board. The energy charge will go up. The facility charge is going to stay the same. The facility or service charge, we call them both, that stays the same. On our large power rates and our commercial rates, the demand charge is going to stay the same. So it's just the energy component that's going to change. So when you look at your total bill, if I look at a residential customer, the total bill is going to go up about 17%, or about $32 a month. And that compares to the West Coast, East Coast, where it's going up anywhere from 35 to 62%. So we're going to do everything we can to mitigate it. We are doing everything we can to mitigate it. But if we don't pass the costs through, we end up not having enough revenue to cover our power supply costs. And we end up in financial difficulties, and our banks aren't happy when that happens. So we really don't have a choice. I know it'll be difficult. I'm not happy about paying more at my house in the south side of Pahrump, but I think what I'm going to look at my house. I'm going to see if I can do more things from an energy efficiency standpoint. Throughout the year, we're going to be revising rates. We're going to be, once we get this rate increase is going to go into place January 1st, 2 cents on the energy. Once that's in place throughout the year, we're going to be on the demand side for commercial, industrial. We'll raise the demand, we'll lower the energy, and we'll roll that 2.5 cent increase into the base rate. And so we'll be moving to time of use rates on residential throughout the year. Probably in the fall we'll do that. And so what the time of use rate is going to do is it will allow people to use energy at the least cost time of the day, where the energy rate's going to be lower. So what will happen is that 14.5 cent rate will be changed into different time periods, and the energy rate will be lower than that for certain time periods, and it'll be higher than that, mainly from 5 o'clock in the evening to 10 o'clock at night, because that's when we see power supply prices in the marketplace at their super highest. We are contract power for about 75% of our supply, and then we're in the market for 25%. And it's that market piece that's driving up our cost. 50% of our energy supply is under a fixed contract that increases every year at about 1.5%. It's a very, very favorable contract, negotiated back in 2019. It's better, way better than market price. and that's 50% of our energy. The other 20 to 25% of our energy is hydro power. That is a contract that goes out to the 2060 timeframe. The biggest challenge there, as I stated earlier, is the decline of the Colorado River. And so we're seeing, and that price changes as it needs to change. So it's not a fixed price. That is our lowest cost energy. But it's going to go up roughly 50% in the next 5 years. The one that just hit us in 23, or is going to hit us pretty hard in 23, is hydropower. And everybody knows the story about the Colorado River becoming lower and lower, and I've had members ask me questions about that, and I say, well, yeah, it's going to have an impact. In the beginning of October, we got a 5-year forecast on hydropower from the Colorado River Commission. And that hydropower over the next 5 years is forecasted to go up 50% to Valley Electric and basically all the hydro consumers, utilities who buy out of the hydro system, the Colorado River Commission. It's going to go, and we don't really know how much each year. So one of the things I've been telling my board of directors is this is not a one-year event. I mean, this is not a story that I want to tell, but it's a story that I need to tell. And the only way to tell it is just to be straight up and tell the story, right? But hydro's going up 50% over the next 5 years. It could be 7 years, could be 10 years. Depends upon how fast the river declines and what happens to the production of hydropower. The costs are going up a little bit, but it's the volume of energy that's produced by the hydropower that's decreasing. As the water volume decreases in the river, the power production's dropping. So that's one aspect. Last year we talked about natural gas prices going up. That is still the phenomena. 2 years ago we were probably at $3 natural gas. Sometimes we hit $1.90, sometimes we're at $3.50. Over the last year, gas prices have ranged between $5 and $9. So we're seeing a lot more volatility in natural gas prices, and that drives the price point as well. Solar panels, the prices are up. Energy storage, prices going up. So transmission, the cost to deliver the power to us is going up at 15 to 20% a year. And so we've mitigated everything we can mitigate, but we're going to have to pass on a price increase, basically. It will actually start January 1st, and through the month of January, depending upon when your billing cycle is, you'll see the rate. You'll see two rates. You'll see the old rate for the number of days that were December usage, and January 1st usage forward will be at the new rate.